Hello, and welcome back to Review Central, where today's topic is Unit 5. Often referred to as the modern era, 1750 to 1900 proved to be some of the most pivotal years in human history and laid the foundation for the world we live in today. The single most important event of this time period was undoubtedly the Industrial Revolution, in particular England's. By this time, Renaissance ideology from the last time period was predominant and only gaining in popularity. England seemed to be the most about the capitalist lifestyle and individual profiting. However, that's not the sole reason they industrialized. Their location as an island enabled no Napoleon takeover, large availability of raw materials, and their rather large potential workforce were very important in England's industrialization. Plus, James Watt's steam engine enabled machinery to move at a record pace and produce goods faster than ever before. How did these goods get across England, yet alone the world? Fantastic question. Transportation had to advance to compensate for the increase in product. That's where railroads became critical at land transportation. Just in England alone, the amount of total railroads in the first 20 years of the Industrial Revolution tripled. Similar results occurred in Europe and the United States/Japan. For sea travel, steamboats and canals were established for faster and more efficient good transportation. In particular, the Suez and Panama canals were developed to save massive time on trans-ocean trading. No more rounding the coast of South America or Africa. By this point in history, Europe had more than established themselves as a dominant force. By 1900, 80% of the world was ruled by Europe. It got to a point where literally the sun never set on the British Empire because it had swelled so big. Europe's innovation of the gun for conquest made them a force to be reckoned with. They had 98% of Africa, parts of China, India, Australia, and parts of Oceania. Those colonies were mainly to supply their savage factories with materials, and once the product was finished, send the product back to the colony to be sold. In essence, they were pumping their own economy with steroids and using a third-party country to do it with. With this move, agricultural societies began to sharply decrease in favor of an industrial one. Thanks to the gun, Europe was able to fend off any rebellion by the natives without breaking a sweat. It was almost bullying. Oftentimes, people forget about the major migrations that occurred at the end of this era. Europeans, Japanese, and Chinese immigrants flooded America because of the vast opportunities it beheld. Ireland and China had a ton of e-migration due to the potato famine and the crumbling of the Qing dynasty. The increase of immigrants created an increased sense of nationalism, which is a major piece to the next unit in history. It's been a pleasure to present this edition of Review Central, and I thank you for your dedicated listening. Stay capitalist, America.